the Battle of the Hurtgen Forest, September 19, December 1944, with different sources citing varying dates, was a series of fierce battles between American and German forces during World War II in the Hurtgen Forest, which became the longest battle on German soil in World War II and the longest of any battle ever fought by the U.S. Army. It is traditionally considered that the battle lasted from September 19, 1944, to December of that same year, although combat actions in the area were generally ongoing from September 14, 1944, to approximately February 10, 1945, over an area of nearly 130 square kilometers east of the German-Belgian border. The main objective of the U.S. Army Command was to tie down German forces in this area, to prevent them from bringing reinforcements to the front line further north to the Battle of Arnhem, where the Allies were at that time engaged in trench warfare near a number of towns and villages that had field fortifications, anti-tank traps, and minefields. The second objective was possibly to flank the front line. The American initial goals were to capture Schmidt, currently the area of Nadegen, and to clear Monshaw. In the second phase, the Allies aimed to advance to the Ruhr River as part of Operation Queen. Field Marshal Walter Model intended to prevent the Allies from carrying out this offensive. Despite losing time with the daily movements of equipment in the Arnhem area, he remained well informed about the situation at the front and slowed the Allies' advance, inflicting significant damage on them and actively utilizing the capabilities of the German defensive line known as the Siegfried Line. The Battle of Hurtgen Forest cost the American Army at least 12,000 lives and 21,000 wounded and sick. German losses amounted to 28,000 men, of whom 12,000 were killed. Aachen ultimately fell on October 22, again with immense losses for the American Army. The Ninth Army's offensive in the Ruhr was not progressing any better. The Americans were unable to cross the river or to regain control of its dams from the Germans. The losses in Hurtgen were so great that the battle was labeled by the Allies as a defeat of the first magnitude. The Germans were desperately defending the area for two reasons. This territory served as a concentration area for troops for the Ardennes offensive, the main part of which took place in the Ardennes, which was already being prepared at that time, and because of the mountain pass to the Schwammenau Dam on Lake Ruhr, which, if opened, could flood all the lowlands downstream and exclude any possibility of crossing the river. The Allies suffered several serious defeats in this battle, and the Germans were able to hold the area until they began their final and main offensive on the Western Front in the Ardennes. Alexei Isaev wrote that American troops experienced the pleasures of battling in the dense, dark forest with towering trees, filled with mines and stinging 88 mm flak at close range, without artillery or air support. In the September battles, the 3rd Armored and 9th Infantry Divisions lost up to 80% of their personnel without achieving any results. On November 2, 1944, the 28th Infantry Division was thrown into the meat grinder, which also suffered heavy losses. By November 13, all officers of the infantry companies had been killed or wounded. But General Bradley persisted in capturing the Hurtgen Forest. The 4th Infantry Division entered the fray. This also did not yield the desired results. From November 7 to December 3, 1944, the 4th Division lost more than 7,000 men. One of the commanders of the companies in this division, Lieutenant Wilson, reported, "We started with a full battalion of 162 soldiers, and we lost 287 men. Then it was the turn of the 8th Infantry Division. By December, American troop losses in the area reached 24,000 men. The 28th Infantry Division was withdrawn from the Hurtgen Forest for rest in the Ardennes, where a German offensive soon began. And dark soldier humor dubbed the division emblem, shaped like a red trapezoid, as the bucket of blood.